Sometimes it gives me an error and I have to stop. I think it's okay. So y is directly proportional with x means y equals a constant times x. This is a constant of proportionality. So every time somebody says that a variable is directly proportional with another variable or varies directly with another variable, you have to think of this equation. This is your first thought. If we read or somebody tells us that y is inversely proportional with x, then we immediately think of this relationship. Of course, k is the same, a constant of proportionality. So inversely proportional or varies inversely with x, it's k over x. Directly is k times x. And normally we will be able to determine the constant of proportionality given a particular x and y. For a particular point, x1, y1, you will be able to find k. That is always the same for a particular function or instant. Okay. So now let's see which problem we would like to work on from here. Here they're telling us always assume that k is 1. We don't have to assume that, right? Unless we are told to. We can't assume that unless we are told to. But we are told that k is always 1 in these problems. They're making it easy. So what we would like to look at. Let's look at either a direct or inverse. It's up to you. If you want both, we can do both.
Do 49.
49. Okay, very good. So let me read it. 49, the rate of change of y with respect to x. So the rate of change of y with respect to x is basically y prime. Okay. Is inversely proportional to the cube of y. Inversely proportional with the cube of y. But we are told that this is 1, so this is 49. Okay, so the rate of change of y with respect to x, which is the first derivative, dy over dx, is inversely proportional with the cube of y. So our differential equation page 6, our differential equation is dy over dx equals 1 over y cubed. Yes? Cross multiply. Y cubed dy equals dx. Variables are completely separated. X is on one side, y is on the other. And now I can integrate. So this is y to the 4th over 4. And the other side is x. X prime is 1 plus a constant c. So then y to the 4th is 4x plus 4c. You can replace this by c, it doesn't matter. But I have to take this, the 4th root. So the 4th root requires plus or minus. So the rate of change of y with respect to x is inversely proportional to the cube of y. So let's see if they want anything else in the problem. Write a differential equation that models the situation. We did. Find the general solution. We did. Find the particular solution. Recall that when, yes. Find the general solution if, oh, okay, yeah, if an initial condition is given, but it's not. What else? It's not. Here, yes, 51 and 52 have initial condition, but 47 through 50 do not. So that's all we needed to do. Anything else, or we move on to word problems?
Can we do 52?
Yes. What if we do 51 and you'll do 52 for homework? Is that okay? Okay. 51. The rate of change of y with respect to x, dy over dx, is directly proportional to the product of x and y. I should write k, but we are told that k is 1. The correct form will be kxy, but k is 1. And they're telling us that the point is 2, 3, when x is 2, y is 3. Directly proportional to the product of x and y. Good. Cross multiply or multiply by dx first. Oops. And y does not belong on that side, so what do I need to do?
Divide the left side by y.
Both sides by
Yeah.
yes, very good. No problem. So we integrate now. Let's see what we get. Again, our best friend now, natural log of the absolute value of x equals x squared over 2 plus a constant c. We know how to solve this for the absolute value of y first. So the absolute value of y equals e to x squared over 2 times e to c. And we have the point 2, 3. When y is 3, x is 2. What is this? 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this is e squared times e to c. So e to c is 3 over e squared. Back to our equation. The absolute value of y equals 3 over e squared times e to x squared over 2. And now this is y equals plus or minus 3. I'm going to subtract e to a power over e to another power is e to this power minus this power. So x squared over 2 minus 2. And then I have to write stop. You don't have to. I'm just trying to be funny and or trigger your memory. I have to make sure that this point works. So when x is 2, 4 over 2, 2 minus 2, 0, e to 0, 1. But this side has to be 3. So the minus does not have any place here. It's correct because that's what the absolute value is, but not for this situation. And I'll say only plus because of this point. Otherwise, the point will not work. So then y equals 3e to x squared over 2 minus 2. Okay, so let's see whatever else they wanted, right? So that's, they said, find a particular solution. Yep, so that's all we needed to do here. Okay, so let's work on word problems now. Oops. Growth of an account, capital expansion, stock growth, population growth. Which problem are we interested in? What type?
Can we do the total profit from marginal profit? Yeah, 56.
Yes. Let's take a look at 56. Let's start with 56. Good pick. Okay, so Hannah's hat company, his marginal profit P as a function of its total cost C is given by. Okay, so dP over dC is negative 200 over c plus 3 everything to 3/2. Find the profit function p of c. And we are given a point. Can anyone dictate the point? I just want to make sure you tell me the point correctly.
It's 1061.
Careful. It's intentionally
Oh,
given like
Oh, it's 6110.
exactly because the
Okay.
inner function, the independent variable is c, the dependent is p.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I missed that part.
That's okay. That's what they want. That's what they want. Okay. So they want to, first we have to find the function p. And another indication that c must be the independent is because of the function depends on c. Function has the independent variable c. Good. So let's solve the differential equation. Cross multiply. Actually, no. I only want to multiply by dc. So dp, I didn't mean to put anything. I don't want anything there. First, I'm multiplying by dc. So this is negative 200 c plus 3 to negative 3/2 times dc. Is everything separated? Yes, it is. P is on one side, c is on the other. So I can integrate. So therefore, and I want to write this point again here. Good. So this is P. The right-hand side is negative 200. The integral from c plus 3 to negative 3/2 dc. I suggest a change of variable, like u equals c plus 3, du equals dc. So then I have negative 200, the integral from u to negative 3/2 and du. Negative 200, u to negative 3/2 plus 1, which is negative 1/2 over negative 1/2, plus a constant c. I flip, so this is 400. And in parentheses, I have c plus 3 to negative 1/2 plus a constant c. Finally, if you want to write it like this, that's perfect. And this is our function. I'm going to call this C1 or D, not to be confused with C. Sorry about that. So this is a constant D. It has nothing to do with this. So now we have to determine D because we are given the point 6110. But I want to write the function one more time before we continue. Okay. So this is P of C, which is 400 over the square root of C plus 3 plus D. Now, when C is 61, P of C is 10. So the equation 10 equals 400. 61 plus 3 is 64. The square root of 64 is 8 plus the constant D. So this is 50. When I move it to the other side, it will be negative 50. So D equals negative 40. So the function is P of C, profit of cost, equals 400 over the square root of C plus 3 minus 40. And this is part A. Any questions on any of these steps? Let's take a moment and analyze this. Any questions on any of these? So basically, this part is from chapter 4. Everything we've done here is from chapter 4. I used the substitution just to make sure. I went back to the substitution because this was an indefinite integral. I had to. And then the point that was given to us when c is 61, I was able to determine the constant d. I used d because we had c in the function, not x, so that's why I didn't want us to have confusion here. Okay, then next, at what cost will the firm break even? So again, this is just algebra. The break-even point is when the profit is 0. So I set this equal to 0. So 400 over the square root of c plus 3. When I set equal to 0, I move 40 to the other side. And I will simplify by 40. I'll divide both sides by 40. So then the square root of c plus 3, when I multiply, must equal 10. And I have to square both sides. So c plus 3 equals 100, so c equals 97. Marginal profit, okay. Good. So any questions here? So 400 over the square root minus 40 equals 0. I have to move 40 to the other side. I also divide both sides by 40. And I get 10 over the square root of c plus 3 equals 1. A fraction is 1 only if top and bottom are equal. I square both sides, and I have to go back and check. Okay, and it works. And of course, this is in dollars.